4, 3, 2.
I know, you see, somehow the world will change for me and be so wonderful. Live life, breathe air. I know somehow we're gonna get there and feel so wonderful. It's all for real. I'm telling you just how I feel. So wake up, the members of my nation. It's your time to be. There's no chance unless you take one. And the time to see the brighter side of every situation. Some things are meant to be, so give me your best and leave the rest to me. Leave it all to me. Leave it all to me. Just leave it all to me.
And good morning, everyone.
And welcome back to another episode of What Questions.
Gio, did you hear about the new season of My Hero Academia?
What is that?
Well, it's an anime. And
NANI?
Bro, like, it's the birthdays.
Okay. Is this a good distance? Actually.
Hey Grey Wolves, I'm here with birthdays through the end of April. Let's begin with staff. We have Mr. Dieter on April 27th. Okay, so 18-year-olds, we have Samantha Rodon on the 20th, Archie Chavez also on the 20th, Janice Jones on the 23rd, Luis Sotelo also on the 23rd, Esdras Gabriel on the 26th, Alexa Ogin on the 26th, Carla Machura on the 28th, and Gary Perez also on the 28th. 17-year-olds, we have Gerardo Yariharta on the 18th, Sky Ward on the 19th, Kevin Dia on the 20th, Christine Vargas on the 23rd, Andrew Garcia on the 25th, Alexandra Sandoval also on the 25th, Michael De La Cruz on the 26th, and Marco Valenzuela on the 27th. 16-year-olds, we have Aureli Gonzalez on the 23rd, Abril Olalde on the 27th, Mario Quiros also on the 27th, sorry. And last but not least, our 15-year-olds, we have Stephanie Ramirez on the 16th, Frankie Baguio on the 17th, Joshua Barrios on the 17th, Jonathan Lopez on the 17th, Emmanuel Ortiz on the 17th, popular day for 15-year-old birthdays. Ivan Ceballos on the 18th, Christy Huerta on the 22nd, Kevin Rosales on the 22nd, Montserrat Burgos on the 23rd, Hector Hogin on the 24th, Gabriela Reyes on the 24th, Samay Moran on the 25th, and Julia Ayala on the 26th. Have a great week, Grey Wolves. Bye.
Thank you, Miss Morella, for those birthdays! And now on to Gary and Carla. Yeah.
Good morning, Grey Wolves. Welcome back after spring break. Today we have some interesting news to share with you. On April 5th, 2018, Nasim Najafi Agdam was shot and wounded 3 people at YouTube HQ before killing herself. 2 of her victims have been released from the hospital and 1 remains in serious condition. Agdam did not have a link to the people she shot.
All this happened because she was upset with YouTube's practices and policies for censoring her videos and not getting enough views. YouTube ruined my life, said Nasim. The gun she used was a 9mm Smith & Wesson handgun, and it turns out that her family had reported that gun missing over 3 days.
That was until the police found her car in the parking lot that has been there for the time being. YouTube senior software engineer Zach Voorhees said that he bolted when the fire alarm blared shortly before 1 p.m. Tuesday. Just how Parkland incident had happened in the first place.
Moving on to April 3rd, President Donald Trump stated that he's calling on the military to guard the Mexican border until the border wall is complete. Trump signed a proclamation April 4th to send the National Guard to the southern border immediately in response to an unacceptable flow of drugs, criminal activity, and illegal immigrants.
Although this might be shocking to many, this is not the first time there's been talk about sending troops to the border. Under the presidency of George W. Bush, the National Guard were deployed to guard the border while it was in repair in 2006. The Obama administration deployed National Guard troops as a part of a border protection plan back in 2010.
With that said, moving to our final story, Corey Lewandowski talked to Democrats in a rudely way and told that he will not be answering any of their questions.
Corey was the former campaign manager of Donald Trump, was the final witness in the year-long House investigation that descended into backbiting, ultimately resulting in two separate partisan reports that will leave the American public no closer to learning how the Russians interfered in the 2016 elections.
Democrats said that Lewandowski wouldn't discuss the firing of FBI Director James Comey. The White House responds to revelations that Donald Trump Jr. met with Russians in Trump Tower in June 2016 and his conversations with the president, among other topics.
After the story published, Lewandowski told CNN that Democrats on the committee were the first to use foul language during his testimony, saying, quote, "I felt the need to respond in kind." He said he did not shout at the members. Lewandowski also said he did not, quote, "not recall precisely what was said," and declined to name the Democratic members of the committee he was referring to.
The Republicans haven't stopped the investigation, Schiff said. It's just the Russian piece they don't want to do anymore. That is all for today, Grey Wolves, and now moving to Gio and Luis.
Thank you for catching us up.
Now on to entertainment with Miriam and Miriam.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Wolf Watch News. I'm Miriam.
And I'm Maria.
Today we'll start off with Coachella. Are you planning to go to Coachella 2018? Well, here are some outfits you should consider wearing in case you do.
To start off, The Weeknd will be performing. Can't decide what to wear? Well, here's an outfit. A flannel with a crop top, some basic shorts, and comfortable shoes to be able to dance all night long.
Beyonce will be performing as well, so you know what that means. You would want to look all fancy and good looking. Well, here's an outfit to consider. A print jacket with a striped dress, some earrings, headband, and sparkly gold boots. You'll sure pop out that night.
Lastly, Eminem will be performing, and you already know what he'll want to wear. Here's an outfit. A cropped hoodie with a bodysuit, some green shorts, a hat, and some flat comfy shoes.
Well, these were the top 3 outfits to consider wearing when The Weeknd, Beyonce, and Eminem perform.
Now, if we can all have a moment of silence for Channing Tatum and Jenna Dewan Tatum for their divorce. Okay, now back to you, anchors.
Well, that was quite entertaining.
Alright, and now on to sports with Michael and Jose.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Jose, and we're back with sports.
And the epic battle between Canelo and Golovkin was unexpectedly cancelled.
Canelo reported failed 2 doping tests and is in anticipation of a ban from the Nevada Athletic Committee.
Canelo's test traced that he has been using steroids, but he claimed that the results were caused by tainted Mexican meat from Guadalajara.
Another big UFC fighter, Conor McGregor, recently had been charged with 3 counts of assaults.
On Thursday, McGregor and a group of associates stormed a New York City press event for an upcoming UFC fight and threw a dolly at a UFC bus 223, carrying UFC fighters to a nearby hotel. Several cameras captured the shocking incident. TMZ posted footage showing McGregor throwing the dolly at the bus, shattering a window.
Now towards the NBA, Los Angeles Lakers are currently 3rd in the Pacific Division with no changes for injured players Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram as they set out for the next few games.
As for the MLB, the Los Angeles Dodgers are currently in 4th in the NL West, standing with 2 wins and 5 losses so far.
Now to school sports. The girls softball team recently played Camino Nuevo, losing 25-5, and University Prep losing 22-9.
Their season has just kicked off, and I hope you guys can bounce back with some wins.
Moving on into boys volleyball. The boys played an intense game against Orthopedic, pushing them to the 5th set and eventually winning 3-2.
The boys will have a home game against Annenberg on Tuesday, April 10th, so wish you guys the best of luck.
And that's it for today. Back to you, anchors.
Well, good luck to all our athletes and ours at Smith Tech.
Hey! Hey, you're here at the word of the street?
Oh yeah, S.3. I know the word of the street because of George.
Good morning, students. Here's George, and we're here with Ms. Beck today. Hi, Ms. Beck. Nice to meet you. Good morning. So, Ms. Beck, we have a question for you today. So the Senate has passed a bill about having stricter security at school. Do you think that having stricter security at school will help gun violence and less fights at school? Do you think that would help, or do you think the opposite?
Yeah, I think that school security certainly can have an effect on making schools safer, particularly if you're worried about students interacting with each other on a daily basis. If that's an issue in the community that you're in, then certainly the security can have an impact on that and can be supportive. I think though when to talk about gun violence as a whole and kind of the March for Our Lives and some of the movement that's kind of resultant from school shootings, I do think that larger legislation around access to firearms is a more powerful strategy in terms of affecting safety at schools.
Okay. And what do you think about the students having a march in Florida? I don't know if you heard about it. They're having a legislative march. What do you think about that?
Oh, I think it's great. It gives me a lot of hope to see students standing up for themselves and standing up for what they believe in and becoming politically active and using their voices and using their power as future voters.
All right, well, you guys heard it. Thank you, Ms. Beck, for having us today.
Yeah.
Have a good morning. See you next.
Hey, thank you, S.A. for the word on the street.
That's racist.
Stop. Alright, now let's go to Tech with Anthony and Navy.
Welcome back, Tech Wolves. The Quake Feed Earthquake Alert app will become available this summer.
The app will be free, and the testing phase is almost complete.
Some of the features will include seismic maps of quake zones around the world.
But the most useful and life-saving feature will be the earthquake alert, which will tell you 7 seconds before an earthquake occurs.
That doesn't sound like a lot, but it's enough time to find cover, like under a desk or in a doorway.
That's amazing. That gives you some time to drop for cover to get to a safe place.
This is how the app sounds when it alerts you.
Well, Tech Wolves, that's it for today. Stay safe and be prepared for an earthquake. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Anthony and Navy.
Now let's go on to some good news with the Juan and the Kevin.
Hello guys, welcome to today's awesome good news.
Awesome good news. Let's get started. Kevin Barber, a 16-year-old in San Diego, is helping homeless people get jobs. Barber is the instigator behind the Wheels for Change 6-month pilot program that was launched in his hometown of San Diego, California. This program pays homeless residents $11.50 an hour. Jobs include picking up trash, cleaning graffiti, and other city beautification projects. This really shows how the youth can change the world and change and impact people's lives.
That's awesome. As a final act of kindness, Professor Stephen Hawking donated money to provide meals for 40 homeless people attending the food cycle event in his home city of Cambridge. These people of the organization tweeted out many thanks to his family, and many people were able to enjoy an Easter meal. That's awesome. 6 young men are raising attention for the 50th anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr.'s death. They walked 50 miles from Dundee, Mississippi to Memphis, Tennessee, where they honored the Civil Rights Movement leader. Their 6 are part of a Led Person Foundation, which is a community service organization by Pro Mississippi, which aims to promote literacy and improve education.
And now, I'll leave you with this.
Give me that mo wet, wet. Give me that Christmas style. Ladies love my style. At my table getting wild. Get them bottles poppin'. We get that. Drink it up, drink it up. Sober girls around me, they be acting.
That's it for this episode of Wolf 5.
See you next time.
See ya.